Um, I think we should get started. We're 4 minutes past the hour. So thank you everyone for joining. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone that this is a CNCF meeting and a CNCF initiative. Therefore, we stand by the CNCF Code of Conduct, which you can read it in the agenda, but ultimately boils down to treat the others like you would like to be treated yourself. So we have a lot of new faces. Would you like to introduce yourself? Please do. You can just take the ball as much as you want.
So I'll go first. Hi everyone, I'm Sunil Ravi. I'm based in Santa Clara, San Francisco Bay Area, and I've been in the CNCF community for the last 5 or 7 years. I'm part of the tax security working group, Zero Trust. I used to work for Anthem/Elevance Health in the cybersecurity space, and we were one of the sponsors for CNCF events in the past. And I'm looking forward to KubeCon next week to be in person there. So if anyone is there in person, it'll be great to meet up over coffee or lunch in one of the common areas there.
Nice.
Thank you.
On that, yeah, on that, Sunil, there is. I will not be at KubeCon, but Catherine will be, and I know that Catherine is trying to hoarding around a lot of us. So please stay in touch with Catherine for that.
Oh yeah, because
Sure,
there will be a DEI community hub, and there will be some events around this. So we'll have a thing like a Hispanic, Latino, and then like a Black kind of round table open discussion. I don't know how it's framed. I was just gonna say, like, the person, just to make it easy, the person who introduced themselves picks the next person, because then we're not like. So Sunil, you get to pick.
All right, so I'll probably pick someone next. Is going to be I guess I'm just taking a look at the Zoom link here, participants. Rosalind Bessie.
Hi everyone. This is Rosalind Bassi, and I'm based in Nigeria. It's a pleasure meeting everyone. So
Hey,
I'm
Rosalind.
going to, yep.
No, I said hi.
Hi, William.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, it's good to meet everyone again. I did miss the last meeting. So I'm going to go through the chat participants here. I'm going to pass it on to, I don't know. Okay, I'll pass it on to Ukeme. I've seen.
Hey folks, I'm Ray. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, out in California. This is my first meeting, and I just saw Catherine's quick Slack reminder. So thank you, Catherine. I did not have this on my invite, so I'll have it added to my invite. And I currently work at Red Hat.
You get to pick.
Okay, I will pick. Did Yash Sharma go? I joined late, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So hi everyone, I'm Yash, and I'm contributing in open source and CNC for around 2 years now. I'm being maintainer of Mishri and also software engineer at Layerfi. So yeah. Okay, so I will pick next Mauro.
Hey Yash, nice seeing you again. Yeah, my name is Mauro. I'm originally from Guatemala, but I live in Kent, Belgium. I work for a company called SpectroCloud. We do managed Kubernetes. I am part of an open source project called Kairos. We are a CNCF sandbox project, And I am also part of the Special Purpose Operating System work group under the runtime tag. Yeah, just happy to be here to see where this moves on. It's exciting to see, I don't know, so many people who I would say I relate to taking a voice and bringing their best game. So I'm looking forward to that. Next person, Adriana.
Hey, my name is Adriana Villela or Adriana Villela. I am originally from Brazil, living in Canada for the last 35 years. I just recently switched jobs, like literally yesterday. I'm a principal developer advocate at Dynatrace. I've been in open source, I guess, for the last 2.5 years. I spend most of my time in the open telemetry space and platform engineering adjacent. Next person, I'm gonna pick on Marino.
How did I know that?
Ah.
Hold on, let me go on camera. So hey everyone, my name is Marino. I am based in Canada and I work for a company called Kong as a solutions architect where I just work with end users, onboarding, mesh and gateway technology. I've kind of been in the CNCF ecosystem probably for about, I don't know, 5-ish years when I first started getting into Kubernetes at VMware. So it's kind of nice to see some of the faces here that have probably been in that same ecosystem when I first joined, and coming around to it, being able to work with everyone here is a privilege. So thank you for having me here, everyone. Oh yeah, next person I'm going to pick on. Let's go with Kunal. Oh.
How did I know that? Yeah, I'm Kunal. I work, I'm the field CTO at Cibo. I live in London, but I'm in San Francisco for 2 weeks. So people who are in SF, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I have just sent the details in the chat. I will be in San Francisco. Sorry, I'll be in Salt Lake City for KubeCon as well. Yeah, that's it. CNCF ambassador, usual stuff. Yeah. Oh, I have to pick someone. Ray.
We already went.
Oh, you already went?
Yep.
I'll pick Josh.
Hey there, Josh Burkus. I'm actually co-chair of Tag Contributor Strategy, and I'm basically here in case there's action items for me on setting up the initiative and eventual working group. The full list of people here.
You get
we haven't got everybody.
Next one, Josh.
Yeah. Kalai. If I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kalea. I'm assuming that you can hear me. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. My name's Kalea. I'm an American living in Stuttgart, but prior to going to Stuttgart 6 months ago, I was in Accra, Ghana. And I'm currently now in the States for KubeCon. So it's crazy. I'm all over the place. I'm an observability engineer at E.ON, which is based out of Germany. It's an energy company. And I started going to KubeCons in 2022 and slowly started getting involved with different communities. And now I'm one of the co-organizers for KCD Accra. So happy to be here. And I picked the next person. Let's see, here we go. Y'all, I cannot see. I got to put it on the big screen so I can see the names. Destiny, did you go?
I know Destiny was multitasking with her child. Maybe, let's see, Travis, are you ready while Destiny maybe goes on?
That'll work.
Hold on, there he is.
I am sorry. I was in the San Francisco today. So I'm Travis, and I it's like my I believe my second or third meeting. I can't remember, but I'm happy to be here. I'm part of the CNCF Deaf and Hard of Hearing Working Group, and I'll be going to KubeCon next week, and that'll be my first time. And I'm really excited to go there. I work for Combo Communication, which is really it's a video relay service provider. We help with deaf and hard of hearing people connect by video telephone. So the interpreter can connect the call for the deaf and hard of hearing people. I currently work at a level 3 engineer. It's more of like some of it, it's like a combination of technical support, quality assurance, and let's see, a little bit of a site reliability engineering. To wear many hats internally. So let's see. I'm gonna pick the next person. Who goes next? I'm sorry. I don't know who went already. So
I think we're through,
I think we're good.
except William and me. And because Destiny, she introduced herself in the chat, so I know she is with her little baby at the same time, so that's hard. So you can read her intro. And I just wanted to say, so I'm really excited to have Travis and Destiny here, who are from the Deaf and Hard of Hearing working group, because I think like we all have the same mission, increasing diversity and making minorities or underrepresented groups more visible. And I'm really hoping that all these groups kind of connect and help each other because we're all fighting for the same thing, right? So, William, do you want to go?
Yes, absolutely. Before I get started, I want to congratulate Travis for his CKA. He was working very hard with it.
Oh,
Well
you
done, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh
That's,
yeah.
congrats. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
So next. KubeCon London. I've been pushing a lot of messages in the Slack. So I will say it again here. We would like to make members of the BIPOC as visible as possible as is in our charter. Are you guys thinking of submitting talks? Do you feel you need help? To be honest, just looking at this meeting, there are people like Mauro, people like Marino, Kunal, Ray. They are pillars in the CNCF community and in doing talks. They do talks just like they drink their coffee or tea. So it would be a waste of opportunity not to get some mentorship from them if they're available, of course, to do so. Or if so, please do reach out to them. So is there any of you that was thinking of submitting a talk or would be interested in doing so?
Yep, I will be applying for it. And
Okay,
definitely I'm looking to team up because I don't have much of experience in speaking about KubeCons, but unfortunately I have spoken in KubeCon China, but would love to team up with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yash, what I would suggest to do is you can reach out, of course, to anyone of us, but you can also put out the call for help in the BIPOC channel, and one of us can pick it up if they feel they can help you. Maybe you can put like I did for my talk regarding Linkerd. You can put the topics that you're interested in. What is your thing, your thoughts, or and just to see where that goes. Just keep in mind that the end date is the 24th of November, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think I'm correct. So it's very soon. Okay.
And also one thing, if I can, oops, sorry.
Go ahead.
And also if there are any, so I think there are always two ways to go. One is, I'd like to talk about this and put your abstract in a Google Doc and share it and ask for feedback. And But also like a call out to the more experienced speakers. If you're like, hey, I would love to team up with someone, you know, because it's always easier. It's like I have already the submission. It's like, okay, do you want to, you know, join? I know it's very early because we just started this group and the CFP is coming, but something to keep in mind, right? Like it's so I think we can help the people with less experience, but also if you want to kind of have someone join you, I think that's definitely always helpful because then you learn how to create a, you know, like there's a whole learning curve for that. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes. I think there was
And
some, Mauro, was it you that wanted
I
to
was pretty much going to say something similar. So thanks for saying that, Catherine. And I'm unfortunately not going to be able to go to London, but I will send some applications on the Kairos team behalf. So someone from the Kairos team might go, but I was thinking something like Catherine mentioned, teaming up with someone else. Since I'm not going to be there, but if there was anyone who would be interested on the talks that we're going to propose and would like to present them, we're more than happy to work together and teach you whatever is needed. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Thanks, Mauro. That's absolutely helpful. One thing also to think about is, I mean, of course, KubeCon is the main event. Applying to the main event is what everybody wants to do. But let's not forget about the co-located events. There are CFPs for each one of those. Like there is ArgoCon, Platform Engineering Day, Linkerd Day. All of these happen just the day before of the main event, and it's worth applying. It's worth getting on stage and practicing and trying out. And you can indeed apply the same talk at the main event and at the co-located. And then if you get accepted to both, you get to choose. So just something to think about. Okay, so next one. We've been working on the charter. We've been discussing how it should look. In the charter is live. Thank you very much, Josh, for creating the repo. We have published our mission, our values, our vision, our mission, and our goals. And so that was some nice work to do, but the real work starts now, because now we have to do something about those goals. Please, but before we get to work on those goals, we should get the word out about our charter. So please, if you can, get some time to share on the social medias. What I will do tomorrow in the morning, I will start preparing some posts that we can put out to promote our charter. You may choose to use those posts, or you can just write your own thing. It's fine. We just need to blast the social medias with the message. That's one. We need to speak about goals. Yes. Before I pass the ball to you, to Catherine, for the ideas, I want to say just one thing. There is, from what I understand, is the first one. Yes, is the first one in Africa. Is the first KCD or Kubernetes community event in Africa, and Calais is organizing it. Calais, am I right saying that is the first one in Africa?
No, it's the only one happening this year of 2024. Nigeria had one a couple years back.
Okay. So since 2 years is the first one, and it's a virtual event, and it could use some promotion. So if you guys wouldn't mind to share in the medias, yeah, absolutely. To
Yes,
your
I can share.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, I can share the
Sorry,
link.
go for it.
in the Slack channel, but I can share it in here too. Sorry, I'm using two different computers doing two separate things. I'm working and I'm also trying to do this meeting. So I can share the link in both this meeting as well as in our Slack channel.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, Catherine, would you like to take the ball for the ideas that you put in there, or let me see?
Sure. So I thought, yeah, the next step would basically be like brainstorm ideas of what we should do, right? You have the charter, you can look at it, what the goals are, and then what are the things that we should tackle. And so I just wanted to share a few things that I think are working really well for the deaf and hard of hearing group, and then just like that's something that you kind of think, yeah, it would work as well, or so one of the things that we do a lot is like educating the community about the issue, and for deaf and hard of hearing is accessibility, right? And I feel like, of course, accessibility is very different because that's like a real issue. You cannot access it. Like that's not the problem that BIPOC people are facing. It's mostly barriers and prejudices and things like that. But while talking to William, I thought that it's really important. Well, one of the things is like cloud native is very open. We're very, and I think a lot of people just assume there is no real, like we all know racism exists and everything, but it's very easy to think like, yeah, but it's not something, like as a white person, right? It's very easy to think, yeah, it's something that exists in the world, but it's not here. Like we're nice, we do all these things, we're so inclusive. So I think it is like one of the things that could be important is kind of talking about that, right? Like what is it like to be BIPOC and cloud native? Like what are the barriers that you're facing? It's just about education, right? Like just opening people's eyes, right? And then like once people know what the issues are, is kind of encouraging them to become allies, to help us kind of overcome these issues. And then like platforms we can use, right? It's like KubeCon talks, of course. You cannot always talk, but there is like a community track, and it's probably not going to be more than one talk per whole KubeCon or other conferences as well. The CNCF does live streams, like each time I asked them if we could do something for the deaf and hard of hearing working group, they said yes, like a panel of people, just having a conversation about like, hey, yeah, what was your experience? Just sharing it. It doesn't have to be like this dark and terrible, kind of conversation that kind of draws people down, but like, like, yeah, these are really things. And sometimes using humor, like sometimes like people ask me these stupid questions or whatever. So, but the goal is kind of like educate people. And then we do have best practices docs. That's something that I don't really know how it applies. You would know better. Basically, which kind of outline like what is accessibility and how does it look like. That I don't know, but like just putting it out there. And then of course, social media posts, right? Like we post about these things, and then what we always do is like posting it in the channel. We really kind of elevate each other, if someone is doing something, it's really like kind of like we all kind of create a lot of noise about it, so people see everyone in our community, right? So I think that has been very effective. And then of course we just talked about that KubeCon talks, supporting really each other, what we talked, right? Like mentors, mentees. And I put here one example. What is that? Oh, I think that's probably the oh yeah, so there is a link to a LinkedIn post that we recently did with everything. You should check it out with everything we're doing at KubeCon. We can use that to promote everyone in this team and get some visibility, which is much easier to do it as a group than doing it on their own. And then of course the supportive network, for elevating each other, celebrating each other, helping each other when like younger people or less experienced people have just questions. It should be a safe place to ask questions, right? Like so no and then oh, and then yeah, I had this idea, completely forgot about it. So one of the things that I was thinking I would love to actually ask our ambassadors here, and I know William has done it, is like, let's activate the CNCF ambassadors, right? Like, I know sometimes we had something to celebrate for the deaf and hard of hearing. Let's post it out there. And then William was like, hey guys, there is this thing going on. Please get the word out. We can do exactly the same thing for everything this group does, right? Like, and I think it is, everyone feels supportive. And I think like most people think these initiatives are important and would be supportive. So I think there's a lot we can do there. And then, yeah, so those are just some ideas. And then I'll open up the floor for more brainstorming. I do always have a hard stop at this time, so I'll leave it up to you to have the discussions and then maybe put some ideas there. And one point, I think it's really important to have low-hanging fruits as well. Like some things are going to be like, wow, these are mammoth issues that we need to tackle. But like that's important too, but we also need like low-hanging fruit so people find see quick wins and people get excited. Like for instance, like a CNCF live stream with a few of you just doing some like a conversation about the issue. So just like having that mix, I think is important. So yeah, identifying those and then kind of prioritizing. So that would be kind of my suggestion. But yeah, and now I'll have to leave. Thanks for showing up, everyone.
Thank you, Catherine. To add to what Catherine just said, there is a lightning talk that I've done at KCD UK. It was about BIPOC. So a lightning talk is normally 5 minutes. What I plan to do, it was received very well, and it was and on the day that I did it, 10 people joined our Slack channel. So there is interest. There is a lot of interest into seeing discrimination eradicated from cloud native and open source, and hopefully from the rest as well. What I could do, I could share the slides that I made. You literally just need to change the second slide where it's who I am, so you can just put who you are, and maybe try out that lightning talk at whatever event you can. It helps us out. So we need to. The only way to make it work is if we outreach and we expose the problem. So now, thoughts. None? Okay. So what is the general sentiment on the idea of creating making some CNCF streams? Those streams normally can be 30 minutes or 1 hour, as far as I've seen so far. They normally are accepted by the CNCF to do it. They can be again, there shouldn't be a floor for complaining or creating a dark memory of something, but it should be sharing. We should be sharing how we feel about certain things or what happened and how could have been avoided. So is that something that we would like to do? Is there anybody that would be interested in doing?
So
I like that idea.
I'm still trying to understand exactly what it is. It's like you're getting online, streaming, talking about an experience you had in the workplace.
Can be.
Cloud native. Like I'm trying to understand. So yeah.
Well, the idea, Kalai, is to raise awareness on something. So there are microaggressions, right, or involuntary aggressions. Equally, there is involuntary racism or involuntary discrimination, or voluntary, as you know very well. So there are things that we should bring forward and say, look, this thing that might be normal for many, for me is hard to live with. You understand? So I don't know if I'm explaining myself well, but
I understand. It makes sense. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So there are some things that I say in certain situations that I might not realize it's hurting somebody, or it's not sitting well with somebody. Not hurting, but it's not sitting well with someone. So we as Black, Indigenous, or people of color, we should say what is not sitting well with us, and
can I say something, William?
Of course.
So I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. It makes sense when I hear it. At the same time, I've been a bit exposed to all these ideas about intersectionality and all of that. So I wonder how easy it's going to be to complain about something where I am also failing on another field, if you know what I mean. Like maybe someone has treated me badly for being Latino, but maybe I've made the wrong comments towards a woman. You know what I mean? So what I mean is I would like to take like a high stand and try to have this kind of exposure to say how other people are doing bad things, while at the same time I have a lot to learn as a human being. That's what I mean.
And I think that's personally, I would feel someone that says something like you said is the one that has the right to say that, or not the right, but is the right person to say how we should treat others, right? Understanding that we are human beings and that we make mistakes is the first step into improving whatever we make. I also probably have made comments. Certainly, I've made comments which are not necessarily inclusive, and I might have regretted it, or I might have not, or I might have noticed it, or I might have not. It's how life is going to be always, and I will make more mistakes until my last day. So, but it's important also to work towards improvement. True. Nobody. I don't think that our intention here is to get on a high stand and judge, but it's more. We have a position. We all have a position of visibility, and it's. I feel it's important that we use that position of visibility to improve what we can. Or, yeah, that's how I see it, at least.
Yeah, makes sense. Maybe we can work together on figuring out the best way to do it. Then I would feel a bit more comfortable, I guess.
Yes, of course. We don't want to do something that is making any of us uncomfortable, or anybody that is watching uncomfortable, right? So it's I when I was working on Kubernetes, I didn't know Kelsey Hightower. The reason why I got interested in Kelsey Hightower was because of a talk that he did. I think it was DockerCon or something like that. I was watching it on YouTube, but he went through one of his stories, and it was a discrimination story. He didn't specifically say it. He got particularly emotional on stage, but exactly the same thing that happened to him happened to me years ago in Italy. And it got me, while I was watching the stream, it got me to choke a little bit. And that's the kind of things that I think we should be aware of. This is, so he has the visibility. He reached out to a lot of people. He says that story, and it's not a dark story, but it touches someone else, and that someone else might choose to do something, might choose to change opinion, or I choose to do nothing, and all of it, it's okay. But it's important to reach out, I think. So I don't know. I don't know how it's gone out there. So Kalei, I don't know, to answer your question, I don't know how we're gonna do those streams, but those are a mean that we can use.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. So certainly some low-hanging fruits. Catherine left us with that. That is definitely the right thing to do. Catch some low-hanging fruits, and I think some low-hanging fruits are our social medias. I am no longer on Twitter. I find it a media that I don't want to be associated with. I am on I say Blue Sky, Blue Sky, something like that. I don't know. I think it's called like that. I'm over there. But if you are on Twitter, please share on Twitter, share on Blue Sky, share on Mastodon, LinkedIn, whatever is possible. So sharing our medias, our reach out messages are always good. When possible, please link the Slack channels, link the charter. That's always good. And do talks, please. I will share those slides shortly. There is one more thing that is not in the agenda, but I just want to throw it out there now, and then you guys can think about it. So last year I have reached out to the community management in CSCF because I wanted to do something with children. I wanted to run a workshop in some schools in the Netherlands for children underrepresented or with less possibilities, and it was seen as a positive thing. So, but you know, for one person, it was a lot of work, and I already had a lot of work that I had to do. So, but there is the Cloud Native, the Kids Day during always before KubeCon in Paris. I think it was the first time that was done the day after KubeCon, and they run a workshop. So three themed workshops that the kids can choose from according to age and what they want to do. Sometimes it's Minecraft and stuff like that. So it's something very similar that I want to do, and that's why I also want to reach the Kids Day folks. I was thinking of an 8 hours workshop to do at children's schools between of the children that are between 11 and 12, and it would be split into 8 days. So one day per week. So one time 2 hours. So sorry, 4 days or 6 days, something like that. 1.5 hours. I had made some calculations, but basically starting with Linux, open source, of course, some basic coding, and get them to complete the course with something on a GitHub repo, a little website or something that they put together with an account of the school that they can eventually get to run more regularly every year. I would like this to be something in the BIPOC. It makes sense, but of course, it's not only my decision, it's also the decision of people that are in here. So what do you guys think? Is this something that would be of interest, or do you have to think through it? We probably have to think through it. Any thoughts?
I do have a thought. I know like a lot of people aren't talking, but I have a thought. So working with kids, will the parents stay there for that every time they have a little session throughout the KubeCon? Will the parents stay during that time? Like if the kid starts being unruly, who keeps them in line? We were talking about children, you know,
Oh,
their attention span is not that long.
no, 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 absolutely. No, no, Calais, this is not for KubeCon. No, no. So at KubeCon, there is a kids' day. I want to talk with them to understand how they build their workshops. But the workshops that I'm talking about are at schools.
Oh,
So
okay.
in my case, I have spoken with 2 schools
Mhm.
that are mostly black schools in Amsterdam, in the
Mhm.
Netherlands, and they have these after-school workshops where the kids can sign up to. So there would be a teacher of the kids, and there would be in that case there would be me running that workshop. So like 1 hour and a half per week doing this thing with the kids, and you have a starting point and an ending point that is after, I don't know, 4 weeks or 6 weeks.
Okay, I see. So
Normally,
separate from KubeCon, it's its own entity, like the National Center for Women and Information Technology called NCWIT in the States does something called Aspire, which they work with high schoolers, and then there's another program for middle schoolers. And that's it started small like this. So that's why I was trying to understand. Okay. I mean, I would be interested in that because I'm based in Germany and it's basically the same time zone. So I think I would be interested in that. But yeah, that's just me because I'm in Europe right now, or based in Europe.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But it would be something that would be irrelevant, right? The time zone would be irrelevant because we let's say Calais. I just take you. I'm talking. We are talking. So Calais, you would be going to a couple of, Stuttgart. You know, if there are maybe a couple of schools which are in areas less privileged, and you can approach them. You can say, okay, guys, I want to dedicate 1 hour and a half a week doing this, and this is the plan, and this is everything. So basically, the work that we would be doing within the BIPOC would be getting all our minds together to build that workshop, to build that plan, so that the person that goes out running that plan in the school has already the work cut out and is just delivering to the kids. Because what I've seen, my partner works in a school, in one of these type of schools, less privileged children, and sometimes the teachers just simply don't know themselves about these possibilities. And there are very big talents, but a talent, without their necessary tools is just a talent wasted. So maybe they get the access to the tool, and they can develop their talent and then open up more possibilities afterwards. So I feel that this would be something that the BIPOC could own. So that's my idea.
I don't know if makes sense, but maybe there is already the word in English escapes me, but like the full program written for kids by some other organization that can be taken or improved or whatever. I also know that FOSDEM will have this year again a junior day. I don't know if it would be worth talking to people there, like you're in discussions with people from KubeCon, for example. That's as far as my ideas go.
Yeah, that's good. Those are good ideas. We can definitely look into something that is being done by somebody else. Absolutely. That's why I want to look into Cloud Native Kids. Yes, we're looking to foster them, look into some other organization, what they're doing. It's just, it's good. Yes, let's do it. Yes, for me, it's all good. We first need to agree that this is something that should be a matter of interest for BIPOC. I think it is. I think it falls into our goals and of creating a more inclusive open source ecosystem.
What I'm thinking a little bit is that I think a lot of the challenges as a Latino come as a result of things that have happened in the past, so to speak, like you started, let's say, in a less privileged sort of education or whatever, something like that, for example, that already makes things a little bit harder, or you just come from a certain country that might make it a little bit harder, whatever. So that's where I would see a good fit with what you're talking, William, as in you're already trying to help and prep these kids for the future so that they don't have to experience that later on in their life. That's the analysis I would make right now of it.
Thanks, Mauro. Destiny, I saw that you came on camera. Did you want to say something?
Yes, I wasn't sure because I do work with Deaf Kid Code and we work with children and we do the courses in sign language, and I was thinking how can we incorporate that into a BIPOC as well, but I don't know the right way to do it, so maybe you guys can help me out with that. Maybe we can have along your courses to have sign language just in case those schools have deaf students there as well.
Sounds good.
Doesn't it? Okay.
It sounds good. To me, sounds good. To be honest, guys, whatever we do with children, with underrepresented children, for me, it's always good. So whatever however we can make a better future for everybody's better. We are 1 minute over. Are there any last thoughts before we close?
Thank you,
No?
Destiny.
That seems
I think you sent out the messages on Slack. Is that you who sent out the
Yes.
message on Slack? Thank you, girl. Thank you, because I love them. It always helps me remember when things are happening and what I need to do. So thank you.
Oh no, that was Catherine reminding everyone on Slack.
Oh,
And,
Catherine. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
Catherine. Yeah.
Well, you tell her I said thank you.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to introduce myself because I haven't. I was quite busy earlier, but my name is Destiny. I'm deaf. I'm a web developer for Women Blessing Women, and I'm co-chair for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Working Group. Catherine basically explained everything that we do in there. We make that to make conferences accessible. We're working on a sign language glossary, so that's like a big deal too. So it's some exciting things we're doing. We do have some talks at QCon in Salt Lake City, so if you guys be there, you can check us out. I think Catherine linked the it's on the agenda. All our talks is on there. If you want to check us out, we'll have interpreters. We'll have some deaf speakers, and I will be speaking to Ann Travis. So hope to see you guys there if you do show up.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to add that I'll be doing a panel on Friday. I believe it's like at 11:15. I can't remember the time, but it's around that time. So if you can make it, that would be great. Me and Destiny will be there. So yeah, thank you, Will, for this meeting. I know I've been quiet. Just I have a lot of thought, but it's just like the problem is just the dark thought. You know, I mean, like trying to like bring something positive. But one thing I want to see, I think it's been a common theme throughout TNCF. Is I keep seeing like insensitive language that's been used throughout the for example, I still see math, so it should be replaced with control plane. So that's still a problem. Even when I was taking the test, I'm looking at the word, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought they fixed it, and I'm like, what? So yeah,
it's good.
but yeah, but yeah, I like the positivity that we are doing here, and keep up a good work, So yeah, I'm trying to get more involved. After KubeCon, we'll be talking about a lot of different things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All this. Thank you, Travis. Sorry, interrupted you. all these things, Travis, if you see this thing, just note it down, put it in the Slack, throw down the ideas, and this it's good for anyone. It's the same. In example, thinking of Mauro, is Latino. I don't know what might trigger the sentiment of him, his sentiment on something. So yeah, reading the word master on a Kubernetes cluster, I say, well, we could change it into primary or control plane or whatever. But maybe for a Latino, there is some other words that it says, well, this triggers me. So please do share it, and those are things that we can work on, absolutely, and we should work on. But now we are 5 minutes over, and I'm keeping you all. So guys, enjoy KubeCon. Thanks for joining. I'm very jealous that I will not be there, and hug you all. Thank you very much. Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.